hi, I'm a lesbian, or at least I think I'm a lesbian. Yes, but I'm the biggest, let's be wrong. This is just to prove. Why? I want to come on here and have a good time. Oh, yeah. Oh, they saw my tum-tum! The moon landing didn't happen. Oh, sorry, I farted. What? Amberlynn did not shower the whole time we were at my mom's. The 20-piece McNugget thing, she came back in a video and said that she had not eaten, or I came back and said she didn't eat a 20-piece nugget. She had me say that. She did eat a 20-piece nugget. She really did. I don't know why she had me say that.
Hey girls, how you doing? Dusty has been single-handedly carrying the Amberverse. She released a part 2 exposing Pookie and girls she is worse than what we thought.
I think you guys are really going to enjoy part 2 because this is where it starts to get really juicy. I'm saying this is going to be stuff that you never would have thought would have happened. This is stuff, it's about to go down.
Lola, love how she is trying to sell it to us all. We are here and ready for the tea.
All right, so we left off, I ended June. Now we're going to start in July. And like I said a second ago, this is where it starts to get super juicy. I had the interview at the place we started working at, and I got hired. This is around the time Amberlynn had her interview, and she got hired as well. We also had our 1-year anniversary. I got Amberlynn a promise ring around this time for our 1 year. It was mostly because she was talking about getting engaged a lot. She was talking about wedding stuff kind of a lot, and I just wanted to get her a ring just to make her happy, basically.
I can totally believe this. She has always mentioned getting married to every girlfriend she has ever had. And she was calling feline wipey after weeks of knowing her. So our girl is obsessed, and she makes his girls buy her rings, lol.
I also noticed that she tried to film me in the shower a lot. Not like really showing too much of me, but still kind of showing me. Most of the time when she would be in there, it was because I have really bad acne, and I would have her scrub it for me because I try to keep it calmed down.
Yes, Amberlynn had zero boundaries when it came to vlogging. She showed Dusty on the toilet and almost naked in the shower, but the bitch refused to show her own legs.
And then you guys will see my mom frequently drinking around this time because she's in a lot of the videos around this time. My mom very much was an alcoholic. It's no big deal. Then she shows how I start using a TV for a screen for my laptop because my laptop was broke. My laptop got broke because me and her were literally arguing over me playing Sims and not doing something. I couldn't even tell you what it was, but when I went to get up, I was mad and I just dropped it and broke it. I didn't like throw it down, but I dropped it, trying to like walk away from the situation.
She was probably asking her to go to Walmart or a restaurant, something like that. Amberlynn sounds like an exhausting person to be around.
Amberlynn mentions the seatbelt thing again in one of these videos around this time when I'm getting gas. She said something about it still being broke. As far as I know, because Amberlynn, I guess, starts talking about her childhood a lot right here. As far as I know, I don't know if she lied about anything that happened in her childhood. I don't know why she would lie about that kind of stuff. But, I mean, you don't know. And then I feel like that's a lot of her problems. You know, like, my mom tells her this at one point. She's like, you focus too much on the past. You blame the past for everything that's happening to you now. And you're not moving on from it. I feel like that's still a big part of what's going on with her now. Like, she's still focused on what all has happened in the past, and she's not moving forward. And, I mean, hopefully she stops moving forward.
Yes, and she will never get over that because she is very comfortable playing the victim and using all of that to make herself feel better and not take accountability for anything she does.
We found out our start date for our job. It was August 12th. This is also when we start to go to Lexington a lot on our own, and she just starts becoming obsessed with it. That's like the closest thing to, I guess, like a normal kind of park because we lived in the middle of nowhere that she liked, and we would just go all the time. You guys have been also asking about me getting misgendered. I don't ever remember being called it. Someone asked that if I was ever actually called an it. I don't ever remember that actually being called an it, but I do get mistaken as a guy a lot, and I don't understand how. Like, I have boobs, and I kind of feel like I have still some feminine features. I don't try to correct them. It doesn't bother me, especially if it's just like a waiter or a stranger. It's like, I'm never gonna see this person again. Why correct them? Why go out of my way?
Low feminine features where? Dusty looks like a 12-year-old chubby boy. However, I remember Amberlynn being very offended for her lol. She wrote down on the bill that Dusty was a girl and didn't tip the waiter lol. Martelin for the rescue. That was never believable to begin with. Who calls people it? She just said that'll be more dramatic.
We were starting to get really excited about our job. It was contracted with the government. It started at like, I think $15.25 or something like that an hour. And it was really just data entry, but it was for the VA. We literally just were on a computer all day naming documents for the VA. And it was a really nice job. I mean, it was freaking easy, but everyone that worked there for long enough, they worked you to death was what it was. And as easy as the job was, you were just working constantly day in and day out. And I feel like that's why so many people ended up getting fired from there or quitting.
Lola, love how she mentions how easy the job was, because I remember Amberlynn bragging about how good she was and how quickly she learnt everything.
Talking about Walmart again. I swear she was just addicted to Walmart. I don't understand what it is. I don't think that she goes to Walmart like that anymore. I feel like when she moved to Lexington, I feel like she was just ready to go anywhere. I think mostly Target. But, I just can't stand to go to Walmart half the time now. The night before we started working, my muffler fell off coming back from Walmart. Walmart. I want to say like a week or two into training at our job. So we weren't like working our actual hours that we'd be working. I think we were working like 3 to 11. I think it was like the second week, honestly. We were sitting at the kitchen table getting ready to leave for work, like packing my lunch, whatever, just sitting on the kitchen table talking. And I think I asked Amberlynn how she likes the job so far and how, easy it is and all that. And she starts saying that she likes it, that it is easy, but she wanted to focus more on YouTube. And she was like, if by the time training's over, I decide I don't want to do it, I just won't start the actual job. And I don't know what came over my mom after this, but my mom came in there and started just saying, she said something along the lines of, you don't need to stay at home all day and YouTube. It's not going to be good for you trying to lose weight. And I guess Amberlynn got offended about, weight loss and all that. It's a never-ending thing with her.
I don't know how I feel about this. Everything Dusty's mom said was facts, but it depends on how she said it to her honestly. If she said it like a concerning mother figure, I understand, but if she was condescending and rude, I understand how Pookie would be angry. However, knowing how Pookie is, she calls everyone fatphobic, so it is not far-fetched to assume she went off on her for mentioning her weight.
I don't know. Her and my mom started arguing back and forth, and my mom ended up getting physical with Amberlynn. That's where the K-cup holder comes back. I think they're kind of slapping around at each other, and my mom, that K-cup holder was sitting on the stairs for us to take upstairs or whatever. My mom came back with it and hit her over the head with it. It was very traumatizing for me, honestly. It was. I was freaking out.
Oh my god, things were really worse than we thought. And I could swear that Pookie did a Q&A and said she hasn't been in a physical fight since high school. She is such a liar. There is no excuse to being physical with anyone, and she didn't mention who started the fight. Pookie is a horrible person, but I think Dusty's mom, may she rest in peace, wasn't innocent either. Dusty mentioned that she used to be very argumentative, and she was an alcoholic, so I think it was a horrible situation all over.
It was really rough for me. We ended up not going to training that day, which was, it was awful. First anxiety attack, and it was scary. I just remember seeing everything happen and then being on the floor and just screaming, and then I kind of black out, but they said I wouldn't let either of them get near me. I was like under the kitchen table just screaming, and I wasn't letting anyone touch me.
Now y'all know I don't like Dusty, but I'm very sad to hear this. Dusty was raised by her dad, and she said she didn't want to be with her mom, so I'm assuming her being an alcoholic had a lot to do with that. And I'm sure witnessing that fight brought back some bad memories for her.
So that's when we decided to get an apartment, just for the sake of everyone being under the same roof. We get out of training, and we start working 5 to 3:30 in the morning. Oh my god, that was awful. Amberlynn also started having a lot of anxiety at this point too. I mean, it is what it is. Then we get the big TV for the living room, the 55-inch, nice big TV. Amberlynn says literally in this video that she gets it for me. And when we broke up, I wanted to, and when we were moving out of the lease went up in the apartment, and I was moving in with Dana, and she was going to live with Becky, I wanted that TV because she said it was for me. And she tried to say that it was her TV and that she was keeping it. I was not going to get it.
Lola, I remember this. She said I got her this TV. She was flexing. The more Dusty talks, the more I dislike Pookie, my god.
We're still in September at this point, and this is when Amberlynn leaves her wallet and a scooter in the parking lot of Walmart. Amberlynn started to become really popular at work. Like, she just was, everyone talked to her. Like, we would all spend way too much time in the bathroom talking because you can't talk sitting in the rooms where we were working.
Oh, our introverted girl has social anxiety, and phone anxiety was popular at work, and she was talking to everyone. What a shocker.
Then we get into October. Amberlynn starts talking about buying me a new car. I liked my car at the time. I didn't really see a reason to get a new one, but we had talked about it because, it was a little car. It would have been nice to have a bigger car. And a lot of the issues, this is going to sound really bad, a lot of the issues I had with the car was driving Amberlynn everywhere. She was bigger. That car was so small. I don't know. When my stepdad looked over my car, he said one of the shock on the side that she sat on was so worn down and I needed a new one, and the one on my side was fine. So he said clearly it's the weight shifting in the car, and I had to get new tires, which the tires weren't her fault. I needed new tires anyway. Like, all 4 of them were done.
Oh, the stamina queen broke a freaking car down. Who would have thought?
Also around this time, we actually, like I said, she becomes popular at work. We go to the truck stop to eat after work, and it's a bunch of people, but Dana is one of those people. And I think it was something where you wear headphones and you say something and you try to get the person to say what you're saying. It was something about, I think, lips, exactly. But I say that to Dana, and Amberlynn gets offended. She goes off right there in front of everybody, does not care. And it was really embarrassing, and I was like, why are you doing this right now? Like, I was not trying, why would I try to be that way in front of you? Why would I try to be that way at all?
Lol, I don't believe Dusty, and I think she liked Dana from the beginning, and we know she is a cheater, so let's not act innocent, girl. But Amberlynn is a very insecure person, and it shows. She has said that she is a very jealous person, but her acting out in public and not carrying is another lever of annoying.
The 20-piece McNugget thing, she came back in a video and said that she had not eaten, or I came back and said she didn't eat a 20-piece nugget. She had me say that. She did eat a 20-piece nugget. She really did. I don't know why she had me say that.
Gore, we all knew this, lol. She was only fooling herself.
I don't know what we were arguing about, but then I think either my mom or my mammy called me about going over there because my mammy was going to my mom's and she was like, hey, we're going to cook. You guys should come over. And I was like, heck yeah. You know, like I was ready to go. I hadn't seen my mom in a little while. I was ready to go over there. Well, Amberlynn didn't want to go and I said, that's fine. But she didn't want me to go. And I was like, okay, well, it's been a little while since I've been over there. Just, you know, I'm going to go over there. And she was just like throwing a big, just fit. I don't know how else to describe it. She was crying.
I'm not a psychologist, but crying when you are arguing with someone is absolute manipulation. That person is trying to make you feel guilty and bad for whatever reason. Pookie doesn't have any family, so she was trying to ruin Dusty's family too. She didn't have to go with her, but she wanted to prevent Dusty from going too, which is just awful. She did the same shit with Becky, and imagine if she was still with Dusty and prevented her from seeing her mom while she was dying. Such a horrible person she is.
And I know it was a Code Red Mountain Dew in my hand. She will swear to you that this didn't happen. I've talked to her about it before and she swears it didn't happen. So I don't know why she thinks that, but why would I make this up?
She doesn't want to take accountability for anything horrible she does. And we all know people like this who have selective memory when it comes to their horrible doings.
I would try to walk out of the house, and I know I had this Code Red Mountain Dew in my hand, and I'm just like, I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna go. So, and because we were already arguing, I was like, I don't want to be around you anyway right now. Like, we were arguing. I wanted to go see my mom. She starts screaming at me from the sliding glass doorway, saying that she's gonna harm herself if I leave, and I don't know, just all this stuff, you know, just going nuts. And then I was like, no, you won't. You know, I said, that's not something to play around with. Just let me go see my mom.
What a horrible piece of shit she is. And I'm glad she didn't listen to her. Amberlynn loves herself more than anyone, and she would never do that. She just said it to manipulate her into not going.
And she starts, like, coming at me, you know, like, ooh, ooh, ooh.
Lol, how are you going to make me laugh when you are talking about something serious? Amberlynn angrily waddling her way to Dusty is very funny.
So I get in my car and I leave the can on my top of my car. And I close the door real quick and I lock the door, and she's like telling me to get out, all this stuff, and she ends up throwing the can at my car, made me mad. And I want to say I ended up not going. I don't think I did. I'm like 98% sure I did not go to my mom's. I ended up just going back inside and dealing with her.
I don't think she is lying. Everything she just said sounds like typical Amberlynn throwing a fit, and we just saw her immature behavior with the whole Cakegate saga.
And then I don't know if that's the fight that might have caused it, but right after that we also got into an argument, and that's when she let me open a present, and it turned into opening all those presents. After this, I've started like hanging out at my mom's a lot and going over there a lot, and her saying that I just wasn't there and all this, and I mean, I just wanted to see them. And after that big fight from before, I'm glad that she was letting me. Having to say that sucked.
I think it is safe to say that we all dislike Pookie a lot more now. I didn't think it was possible, but here we are, goals. That's it for 2016, and I can't wait for her next video.
What we do here is go back.